Hi everybody, it is Invisible Illness Awareness Week for anybody that doesn't know, and for anyone that doesn't know me very well, you'll be surprised to know that I have a chronic illness. So I have ME, and I have had ME for about 4 years now. I wanted to do something this week. I was going to share a photo or share someone else's post, but yesterday I came across a video which dispelled 4 myths for someone with bipolar, and I learnt quite a lot actually, and I thought it'd be really good to do a myth buster for ME, which is what I'm going to do. So I've got 4. So number 1 is, if you look well, you are well. And I think this is probably the biggest myth or the biggest misconception for someone with a chronic illness. And this is where invisible comes from, because right now I look quite well, but actually I'm not. And I think I've talked to people before, and while I haven't actually been feeling very well, and that doesn't really come across, because you do not know how someone feels, and just because I look well, it doesn't mean I am well or I'm doing well. So that's myth number 1. Okay, myth number 2 is, you get out of bed so late in the day, you must love your lions. Now this is a myth that I kind of thought about, because I do, I'm in bed basically. Anyone with a chronic illness, is what I'm trying to say, anyone with a chronic illness is in bed more than the average person. This isn't to say that we're lazy, or we love our sleep. We love to be in bed. Trust me, those with a chronic illness do not want a lie-in and do not want to be in bed, because we are in bed most of the time. And I think we would give anything to do anything other than do nothing. And I know for a fact that if I was well tomorrow, I don't ever want to lie in. I don't want to ever sleep in after 8 o'clock in my whole entire lifetime, because I want to be up and I want to be about and I want to be doing stuff. So it's not the case of me enjoying a lie-in or me enjoying a nap. It's not an enjoyment for me, it's just something that I have to do to manage my condition, because I'm not feeling well. So that's myth number 2. Myth number 3 is, you're out socialising now, so you must have had or are having a good day. So this relates to kind of being out and meeting people, and I guess it kind of correlates with the first myth of kind of looking well, that because I'm out doing that certain thing, I must be well. I mean, this could even be kind of going shopping for an hour, because I'm doing that, I must be well, which really isn't the case at all. And kind of people with chronic illnesses have limited energy, especially someone with ME. We have so much energy during the day, and all that's kind of taken up by general kind of living, so cooking, cleaning, showering, all that stuff, and then we like to keep a bit of energy left behind for social occasions, maybe, for meeting friends and family, and that's basically can be as a consequence of having to not do something else that day because we want to go out that night, or we had to have that like 2-hour rest beforehand, and we had to have a 2-hour rest afterwards, because that's how we manage that. So I think it's wrong to think that because somehow I'm well, and generally, in fact, I might start off well, but by the end my energy stores are running really low, and I have been in situations where I have been out and I really haven't been well, and what I've done is I've used energy that I haven't had, and I do that quite often, I think, because I want to be out, and I don't want to miss out on things, and I don't want to let people down, so I tend to kind of overdo it, and then the next day I suffer for it, and I'm even more worse the next day. So so that hopefully explains that myth. The last myth is probably the one that that gets to me the most, I think. I mean, gets to me as in, it can be quite frustrating when people don't really understand what ME is. But I'll just say the myth. You have ME. Isn't that when you get tired all the time? I feel tired all the time. So, firstly, fatigue isn't the same as feeling tired. I wish I felt tired all the time and not fatigued all the time, because I guess trying to put it in terms of, trying to make you understand and put it in terms of like what a healthy person might think about it in a way is, if you think about how tired you felt last night before you went to bed, before, at the end of the day, when you've been doing all this stuff in the day, you had a busy day, and how tired did you feel last night? Well, times that by 10 and add a whole lot of other symptoms to it, and you probably scratch the surface of how we feel. And I guess this is why they changed the name, because ME is also known as CFS, and CFS means chronic fatigue syndrome, which suggests that it's just the fatigue, but it isn't. So I mentioned other symptoms, so we can have muscle pain, muscle weakness, chest pain, nausea, depression, a whole load of symptoms on top of that fatigue. And that fatigue we have all the time, and it can drop throughout the day or go up, but we always have that level of fatigue. And when you're tired and you go to sleep at the end of the day, you have a good night's sleep, and then you wake up and you feel that's lifted. Someone that's fatigued as a chronic illness doesn't have that lift. We don't feel better in the morning. So yes, we are tired all the time, but it's a bit more than that. And like I say, it's completely understandable how someone would have all these misconceptions, because before I had ME, I had no idea what it felt like. So I guess this is why I wanted to share this with you, so that hopefully you can understand a little bit about what people go through who have a chronic illness. So yeah, thumbs up guys, and just want to say thank you, beautiful people, for showing me so much love and support over the past 4 years that have been so hard for me. So thank you for all your support. Love you lots.